In a career that spanned over the first 4 years of the 1970s, Detroit-born author Donald Goines pumped out 16 novels, nearly all of them following criminal characters in the underground world of the African American ghettos. Like the anti-heroes in the novels, Goines lived a wild and tragic life. After he dropped out of school in the ninth grade, Goines joined the Air Force during the Korean War and was lying about his age, following an honorable discharge when he was 17 years old. Goines fell into drug addiction and street crime. It was in 1969, after 10 years of going out in and out of jail for a number of crimes, that Goines decided to straighten out his life and become a writer. While serving time for attempted larceny, Goines wrote a debut novel, Horsin', and sent it to a publisher. The novel was accepted. After his release from jail, Goines stopped committing other crimes, but he still had a terrible heroin addiction. His addiction became so expensive that he tried to support it with his writing, but he could only find the energy to write when he was high. Still, Goines was such a prolific writer that the publisher decided to publish a few of his novels under a pseudonym. On October 22, 1974, the authorities received an anonymous call that Goines and his common-law wife, Shirley Saylor, were dead. When the police showed up at Goines' house in Highland Park, a small city within Detroit, they found that Goines had been shot to death in his living room. Saylor's body was discovered in the kitchen. Miraculously, Goines' two young children were found alive in a basement, either hiding from their father or spared from the murder. Apparently, nobody in the neighborhood had heard the murders take place, and investigators were unable to determine how many killers had actually been involved. Despite Goines' notoriety, the murder was never solved. Some suggest that the night he was killed over a drug debt. Others believe that Goines had upset somebody with his first novels, some of which contained thinly veiled depictions of real criminals who had been known or he had worked with in the past.